I've been doing a lot of introspection, a lot of deep thinking as I usually do. And I've decided to reevaluate and rethink my approach to 2024. At the beginning of the year, I made a video for those of you who watched it or those who haven't watched it, where essentially I committed to making 2024 a year where I would say yes to every single opportunity that came my way and just figure the rest out later. And this actually was going pretty well for me, I would say, the first 3 months. I was saying yes to everything: partnerships, business opportunities, trips, just activities, social gatherings, more work, side projects, everything. Trying to do as much as possible just under the premise of living fast. The more I did, the more I got done. The faster I lived, the more I worked, the more things would happen, or the faster results would come, let's say. And it was working, I would say, relatively well for the first 3 months. Did a lot of shit, for sure. Cartagena, Peru, lots of work in the business, works on myself, learned a lot. But the past 3 years, 3 fucking years now, the past 3 months, it got to a point where it just became unsustainable, that rhythm of life and work, really. I was starting to feel that I was busy nonstop, 24/7, stressed out of my mind, and I was making no progress. I was so busy working, so busy doing all this shit, all these commitments. My calendar was always packed, but I wasn't making progress towards anything. I felt I wasn't getting better. I felt I wasn't learning, improving. I felt I wasn't making time for the activities or the things that actually bring fulfillment and joy to my life. For example, it got to a point where I started to sacrifice my boxing classes to fit in more work. I started to cut back on the time I spent with my girlfriend to fit in more work. Or saying yes to commitments to do short talks here and there, or make some projects or help out some people where I wasn't getting any money in exchange for me doing that. And that's fine. I don't always do things just for money, but I was overextending myself so much that I was just like, fuck. I was feeling frustrated, stressed, and it was not fun. So given that it's almost half of the year, I've decided to reevaluate this approach, especially been reflecting the past month as to my approach on not just work, but life in general, things that I want. And I want to highlight want, not things that I need. I want to do things because I want to do them. I like to work because I want to work. I don't want to work because I need to work. Same thing with money. If I want to make more money, I want to make more money, not need to make more money, if that makes sense. Or if I'm going to go work out, it's because I want to go work out and train, not because I need to. And I've been thinking a lot about that difference and focusing on building the life that I want. And it's not by picking out the things that I don't want, but it's actually by highlighting the things that I want. And if that didn't make sense, I'll clear it up now. There's a phrase that says basically addition by subtraction. So a lot of people, when you ask them, what does their dream job look like, or what do they want to do, what do they want to work on, everyone starts rambling off the things that they don't want. I don't want to work in an office. I don't want to sit in a desk all day, etc. Which is fine. It's a good start. But I've realized that to actually make faster progress towards what you want, you can't think of, I don't want to be in an office. You got to think of, I want to be able to work from home. I want to be able to work from a villa in Bali or whatever that may be. But you have to be clear on what it is that you want. So the first base layer is what you don't want, and then moving on to what you want. So a lot of mental energy has been spent about me thinking about that. And I've also taken the opportunity to reevaluate a lot of things, specifically my values, my relationship with time. And I've come to realize that the past 2-3 years, I would say, I've been obsessing over money, obsessing over building a business, or just in general, money at its core. And the world we live in, we do require money, because that's how the way it is. But I've realized that my two core values that drive me and drive my meaning in life and my purpose are, number one, freedom, to be able to do what I want, when I want, whenever I want, with who I want. And second is the ability to develop myself, to have the space to develop myself, improve who I am, and have the ability to share that with other people. Be able to share my process, give back to my previous iterations or people who are where I was 2-3 years ago. Just being able to show them what I did, what I had to go through, what I went through, and help them get to where I am. And as I progress, help them along in that journey as well. So I've realized that those are the two things essentially that are my core values, or at least my purpose. And of course, money impacts both of those, because with money comes freedom, certain other things. And with money, I can impact other people. I can help more people the more money I have. But it was a realization that it wasn't until I was just like so in the weaves, just working, that I forced myself to take a step back to actually realize that. And it's good. I would say I realized that about maybe 3 weeks ago, I would say. And upon realizing that, my stress levels have significantly dropped, basically disappeared. Because I was stressing myself over the wrong thing, over acquiring money. But really what I'm pursuing is something else. So it's been good. I like taking time, especially in this period of the year where we're halfway through the year, to look back, reassess what I've been doing to alter the course if necessary for the rest of the year. Because it's an example that's quite common. You know that for 98% of the trip, when you're on an airplane, the plane is off course 98% of the time, and yet still it arrives to the destination on time, well, most of the time, but it arrives at its intended destination. And the reason is because even if it steers off the course, it knows where it's going. And it's a very simple way to illustrate at least how I'm going to be approaching the second half of this year, at least now that I've gotten clear on my main value and my purpose, or at least what I'm looking to accomplish by just sharing my process, what I'm doing, and all the work that I'm doing for myself, just building my worth through my work. That is going to be the focus for the second half of the year. So I wanted to make this video mainly just to share that, hey, I bit off more than I could chew. I know what I said at the beginning of the year. I was super excited. It was fun for a few months, but hey, things change, and that it's fine to reevaluate if something isn't quite working out. And that's totally fine. You can change course. It's not over. It's a long game. Keep at it. Keep going. And that's the most important thing. So wanted to share that message for anyone out there who's following along. And I hope you found it useful. So anyways, that is the message for today. Thank you for watching. I'm going to be committing to making more videos. I always say that, but this time I've realized that one of the best ways that I can, like I said, impact people, help people, is through me being more accessible, sharing more of what I'm doing, what I'm going through. So that is my promise to myself and to those of you watching. So anyways, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you made it this far, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Love to read them. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.